Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and I've got very interesting information to share with you guys today. Well, for starters, 31 Democrats have just slapped Joe Biden in the face. And I obviously mean that metaphorically, but when you find out what these 31 Democrats have requested of Joe Biden, your jaw is going to hit the floor. Not only that, but according to The Intercept, the FBI is now literally putting members of Congress under criminal investigation because of the January 6th riot. No joke. But here's the thing, and just my little side note on that, chances are they are going after the conservative members of Congress because they have been the target for a very long time. Now, before I get into the report, I want to give you a quick reminder. Please don't forget to check out my partner, BioTrust, at healthwithlisa.com. They have an amazing collagen product, and this has really helped my skin, my hair, and nails. And I mix it in my coffee every morning. It's very easy to take, and it doesn't clump or anything like that. But it really helps get your body all essential 5 collagens. And I won't live without it. I absolutely love it. And right now you can get it for up to 51% off. So check it out at healthwithlisa.com. All right, let's dive into some of what's happening. Here we are. Let's go first to the Democrat request of Joe Biden. This is on the New York Post. House Democrats just asked Joe Biden to give up the sole power to launch nuclear bombs. No joke. Now, the article goes on to state, in a letter sent Tuesday but publicized on Wednesday, 31 lawmakers led by Representative Jimmy, they're a Democrat in California, and Ted, another Democrat in California, urged the commander-in-chief to consider modifying the decision-making process in the United States and how it uses its command and control of nuclear forces. As president, 2 of your most critical and solemn duties are the security of the country and the safeguarding of its nuclear arsenal, the letter reads, noting the president's sole authority to order the use of nuclear weapons assures keeping them under civilian control. However, vesting one person with this authority really entails risk. End quote. And they go on to suggest who should have that power. And they said, well, here's one example. Maybe you should require the vice president and, of course, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, right now that would be Pelosi, to concur with the decision to strike. In other words, Pelosi, the VP, and the president would all get, or the House of Representatives, if that's still Pelosi in the future, but that would give her right now power, the VP, Kamala Harris, and, of course, Joe Biden, deciding factor together. Now, the Democrats' claim of why they're doing this is because they're afraid that there could be another Donald Trump in office. But I tend to go along the line, and this is my opinion here, that maybe they're just using that as an excuse. Maybe the Democrats actually know something about Joe Biden that we don't. I mean, when he goes on air a lot of the times, you really got to question what the heck is going through that guy's head, because he's literally signing executive orders saying, what did I just sign? Or what am I signing? You guys have seen some of the video clips, and I can't help but ask, maybe his, I don't know, maybe he should be seen by a medical professional. Maybe this is the Democrats' real reasoning, right, behind why they are asking Joe Biden to, well, seek permission from others in regards to the launch code. Do they question his cognitive abilities? I don't know. I certainly do, right? But they're going to use Donald Trump as their reason for that. And no, I think it needs to stay with the presidential office, because if you change it now, it changes in the future, right? Just crazy kind of stuff. Not only that, but this is the other thing I want to show you guys, and this is on WND. And this is really, really important. And it's this: FBI investigating members of Congress as riot suspects. Bureau obtained phone records of lawmakers and Capitol Hill staff. Now, they originally grabbed this from The Intercept, right? And here's the Intercept article. The FBI seized congressional cell phone records related to the Capitol attack. The inclusion of congressional phone data in the FBI investigations raises, and this is why I have concern with it, it raises constitutional questions. Now, the article goes on to state, within the hours of the storming of the Capitol on January 6th, the FBI began securing thousands of phone and electronic records connected to people at the scene of the riot, including members of Congress, raising potentially legal questions. I believe the way that our system is set up is Congress answers to Congress. But here we are. I digress. Using special emergency powers. There's that word again. This is how our freedoms and freedoms of speech, freedoms of press, freedom of religion, all of this is how it dies under the guise of emergency powers, right? Under the guise you're using the special emergency powers and other measures, the FBI has collected reams of private cell phone data and communications that go beyond the videos that rioters shared widely on social media, according to sources that acknowledge, or according to two sources with knowledge of the collection effort. Now, a little bit further in, it says this: the cell phone data includes many records from members of Congress and staff members who were at the Capitol that day to certify Joe Biden's election victory. The FBI is searching cell towers and phone pinging off cell sites in the area to determine visitors to the Capitol. A recently retired senior FBI official told The Intercept the data is also being used to map links between suspects, which include members of Congress. They also said Capitol Police are reportedly investigating whether lawmakers helped rioters gain access to the Capitol, as several Democrats have claimed that they did. Remember, the Democrats lie a lot. They lie, they misconstrue. That's happened. Unfortunately, that is the case, and obviously Republicans are denying it. The Justice Department has publicly said that its task force includes senior public officials that involvement indicates a focus on public officials, i.e. Capitol Police and members of Congress. This should be a huge red alarm to anyone. Because here we have Democrats who, by the way, are in bed with the FBI and all these different branches, and the FBI is coming in to investigate congressional members. But you notice how those congressional members are going to be your more conservative types, not the Democrats. You know, if we're really going to question in the riot, would the FBI please maybe go after Nancy Pelosi, who, knowing what the FBI knew, that Antifa and all these radical groups were going to be there, according to the FBI, but the FBI didn't pass on the message to Congress. So why isn't the FBI being investigated? A, and B, if Nancy Pelosi knew all this stuff, why didn't she agree with Trump to bring in more protection? These are things that haven't been answered yet. Why did the FBI not share the information? And why did Nancy Pelosi not beef up security, knowing the things she knew? But no. I guarantee you the ones that are under investigation are going to be your more conservative ones, your Ted Cruz, your Josh Hawleys, your Rand Pauls, and fill in the blank, right? Crazy upside down world that we live in. You know, this is a real constitutional line here. And right now we have battles within Congress between Marjorie Greene and the leftist group, leftist posse, if you will, who are going after each other and literally trying to censure and remove, vote out, get rid of. If the people voted someone in, then that's who we keep in, and that's the way it should be. But Congress has run amok. The FBI has run amok, being one-sided. And if I remind you guys, Chuck Schumer went on Rachel Maddow's, show years ago, and he said that the FBI and CIA, the intelligence community, has 7 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. Okay, remember that clip, and I'm just saying it out loud. You guys can look it up. If you've watched me on Restricted Republic, you already know. By the way, get on over to Restricted Republic. I can't tell you enough. Go to restrictedrepublic.com. I'm going to have some amazing information on there today that I'm going to be talking about in regard to COVID. Obviously, I'm not even going to try to say anything on that here, because you're only allowed to say certain stuff. So get on over to Restricted Republic right now. We've got a 14-day free trial. You can subscribe. You can cancel before the 14 days. Literally, you can cancel whenever you want. There's no contract on how long you have to stay a member. So check it out at restrictedrepublic.com. But I'm kind of sidetracking. But with that, we have to remember that if the FBI has 7 ways of Sunday at getting back at you, right, then that means if they now have all the cell phone information from our congressional leaders, what could they do with that information? What could they do? Now we have all the dirt on congressional leaders. So if you try to do something, then the intelligence community has 7 ways of Sunday at getting back at you now that we got this info. You see the constitutional issue that everybody should be screaming about? What would you hold on our congressional leaders, right? You could say, well, they have nothing to hide. Well, at any rate, they can add a little more to it, just like they did with the Russia collusion hoax with President Trump. Please keep that in mind. They can make a mountain out of a molehill, and they can be choosy. Oh, we don't want to share information on Ilhan Omar or AOC or fill in the blank, Nancy Pelosi, but for all our conservative folk who we want out or fill in the blank, we're going to show you that dirt. That's why. Anyhow, I love all of you. And again, please don't forget to get on over to Restricted and subscribe to the channel here. And again, I can't stress that enough. There's a reason that we created Restricted Republic, and it's to get out of the hands of big tech radical organizations and just create our own platform behind a paywall. And I also put all the videos that I publish here on YouTube. I put them there on Restricted Republic, so it's all inclusive, one place, but we take off all the commercials. Anyhow, in addition to exclusive content. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.